Absolutely, this branch butter is like gold. So we've got a community scrape that basically turns into a boundary scrape when they come checking it during the rut. And it's active just about all year. You can see it's still raked up even after they brush hog this. And every single year when we come in here, this is just torn up. That's why we have the camera set up on here using Black Widow Dominator. There you go. That bad boy on there. Smells like buck.
Smells like success.
We got the branch butter. As you can see, it drips down, and that's perfect on the scent. Got the forehead glands and the preorbital. Right here. Smells delicious. End scene. All right, so we just got out here. We hung the eagle's nest over here. It's July 17th. It's hot today, like 80 some degrees, but we're hanging up one of our cameras, one of our cell cameras on a community scrape, and it's very hot. It's always fresh. When the rut hits, you can see they're still using this day. Trevor scans it, like you can see all this is grown up. Gonna freshen some scrapes up with some Black Widow, especially the branch butter and straight doe urine. Is that what we brought today?
Yep.
It's just a straight doe urine. And waiting for results from this camera. Get all excited. Cell cams, way to go, baby. everyone, it's Nick, co-founder of Run and Arrow. And what I want to do is I want to show you a tutorial on how we set up our mock scrapes. Now, when I set up a mock scrape, I'm looking for the ideal location. What I have here is along a ridge where deer run. I got a heavily used trail, and what I want to do is I want to put it right next to that trail. Why? Because I'm trying to get fawns, bucks, and does all to use my mock scrape. Some of the products that we use are all featured by Black Widow Deer Lures. It's our go-to product when we use this, so I'm going to get into some of the products that I'm showing you and how we set this up. So ideally, what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look for branches, these licking branches, is them to be about waist high and a couple that are a little bit higher. Now, this is a little sapling and it's still going to work fine because it's right on the trail. So one of the first products that we use is known as branch butter. When I put it on there, it's got the two main glands that a buck uses when he uses a mock scrape. One is the preorbital and the other one is the forehead gland. Now the forehead gland will produce more testosterone when it comes to that rut. So what I'm going to do with the branch butter is I'm going to put it on slightly. I'm not going to use a lot of it. I'm not trying to replicate the rut stage right now. Let's face it, these bucks are smart. If you're trying to use products that and signify it's the rut right now in early July, you might have a big buck tend to stay away from it. So you kind of want to go light at first, and then as season progresses into October, November, that's when you want to go heavy with it because that's when you're going to have the most activity. Now the mock scrape itself, what you're going to want to do is you kind of want to clear a 3 foot by 4 foot diameter where a buck will come in and rake his hooves. All right, we've got also some products that we're going to spray in here, and I'm going to get that into a little bit after I rake it out. You don't want to stink up this area at all. You want to try to avoid as much human scent as possible. We use no scent. It's a spray down. Works like a charm. Never really had a problem of it. So I'm going to rake this out right now, and I'm going to show you what I use after that. Okay, now that that's done, once I have everything raked out, like I said, I want about a 3 by 4 foot diameter. When these deer are walking past this trail, I want them to see this mock scrape. That's why I tend to make it a little bit bigger. You're going to have bucks that come up and they're going to see it and they're going to come over here and hit it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Black Widow straight doe urine. Now, it's not the estrus. It's too early for estrus. Like I said before, I don't want to give that indication that there's a doe in heat in July. It's not what it is. So I'm just going to put a little doe urine in it to show that it's being used, because what you want is you want those bucks to scent check it and see that doe are using it. The next product that I'm going to be featuring is the new interdigital snap gland scents. What this is they give you 4 in each one. You only need 1 every few weeks in your mock scrape. What it is a cap, and it's filled with the interdigital gland, and those are in between deer's feet. What that is basically it's a timestamp to show other deer, when is the last time a deer has been using this, or what direction they're taking. Now ideally what we're doing is we're setting this up. This is going to last about 2 weeks for 1 cap before you have to freshen it up again. And it's just going to give that fresh aroma of a deer's footprint, so other deer as they walk by, they're going to think it's constantly being used. And the second snap cap, remember you only need 1, the second snap cap that I'm using is probably the most important one when it comes to the mock scrape itself. It's called the tarsal gland scent. All deer have tarsal glands. It's when they urinate and it goes down their legs and they rub their tarsal scents together, and it's basically like a deer's social security card. Every deer will produce its own scent. So when you put one of these tarsal gland scents in, it's just going to give that indication that a deer or a buck is using it. More and more deer come and hit your mock scrape. So once again, that's only 1, and I'm going to put some gloves on here, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to put them down in, spray it down, and cut the caps off, take everything out. Remember, scent free as possible. Interdigital and your tarsal snap caps. Alright, remember, when applying the branch butter in early season, you don't want to use a lot of it. As it gets closer to the rut, that's when you want to start increasing it. So what I'm going to do, take some of it out, just put a little bit of gel on a couple of the branches. For their licking branches, I'm going to use it up high too. I don't know if you can see this one up here. But that's all you need. Okay, I got everything set up. Remember, I use straight doe urine now. When it comes time to freshen this up, especially when it gets to October, end of October, November, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start switching off from that. I'm going to go with the Black Widow Deer Lures Hot and Ready XXX. Spray that down. It's a peak doe and estrus. If you're having a hard time getting that dominant buck to commit, they actually have two other lures that I tend to put in here. One's called the Dominator. It's harvested from bucks that are 3.5 years old and higher, so that means it's going to be a mature urine that sits down there, maybe tempt that big buck to come in and check it out. And the other one's called the Matriarch. It's the mature doe peak estrus lure that I spray in here, either the XXX or the Matriarch. You can't go wrong. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below. Remember to hit that subscribe button and like it if you did, and head over to the Black Widow Deer Lure site and check out their products. You can't go wrong with them. All right, guys, thank you, and good luck this season.